Hey guys, APOC here, and I'm back, and I'm doing okay. Sorry for the late update, but I was in a car accident a few days ago, so I'm still recovering a bit. Today we are playing an Xbow Cycle deck with Goblin Gang and Ewiz. I am new to the Siege style, but now as a member of Reddit Alpha, I think it's about time that I started learning. So I learned a ton from playing this deck, so I'm going to share a bunch of the tips. So first, let's hop into this chest opening, and then we'll get into this gameplay. So, in our 11-win Grand Challenge match, we will get 17,500 gold, 11 minions, heal spell is finally getting up there, some battle rams, which is now what I'm requesting, barbarian huts, cannons to turn to gold, mega minions, Valkyries, Musketeers, nice. As you see, our Musketeers getting up there. Hopefully I can put that into my Hog Cycle deck shortly, once that's max. Some Fire Spirits, Mortars, and finally, 9 Giant Skeletons. Once again, no legendaries. Okay, not too bad all in all. Okay, so let's hop into this first match. This is versus a Gravy Bowl. So while this is playing, I want to tell you guys something. First, Lightning and Rocket do not counter Xbow. Rocket comes close, but you will still get some chip damage off on the tower, and they won't be able to hit your tower with the Rocket at the same time. Lightning can hit your tower plus the Xbow, but the Xbow will still deal significantly more damage than the 346 the Lightning. So that is a good trade for you. I often find that I want to fight in the lane opposite of the one that your opponent wants to fight in. This is because you don't want their spells clipping your tower while you're fighting over the Xbow. Most people will try to block your Xbow during the 4-second deploy time, but the interactions between cards will change dramatically when your Xbow is helping out. Such as if you drop an Xbow and they go to drop something like a Hog or even Elite Barbarians, Skeletons plus Ice Spirit with the Xbow will be able to take them out and still have plenty of health on your Xbow to deal significant damage afterwards. So there are several problem cards that I want to cover and how you can counter them. First, I want to talk about enemy Inferno Towers. Now, enemy Inferno Towers are a big problem because if you just left it there, your Xbow would die very, very quickly to the Inferno Tower, and you won't get any damage. But you can help out. First thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you drop your 1 elixir skeletons right in front so that the Xbow would lock onto them. Just this by itself is enough that it will stop the Xbow from dying and will actually kill that Inferno Tower. Now, with that said, if they then go and counter your Inferno Tower with if they then go and counter your skeletons with the log, what you'll want to do is you'll want to drop your Ewiz on their Inferno Tower, then your Ewiz plus the Xbow will kill that Inferno Tower. The next card I want to talk about is Bowler. As you saw in this match, facing a Bowler is a bit different. You want to make sure that you place your Xbow 1 tile towards the center, 1 tile closer towards the King's Tower. And the reason you want to do this is because you want your Inferno Tower to be able to be placed on either side of the Xbow to counter that Bowler. Because if you counter the Bowler with the Xbow, it's going to take it out very quickly. So that went pretty well versus BMW. So if they then try to counter your Inferno Tower on their bowler with their Electro Wizard, what you're going to want to do is either fireball that Electro Wizard and the bowler, and that will make quick work out of them and get your Xbow on the tower pretty quickly. If that doesn't work, you can just use. It's possible that you can just use Ice Spirit if you can get it to the Electro Wizard, but that's a bit risky with the bowler still up. So I would recommend just trying to fire the ball them bolt down, and you'll get some pretty good damage on if you're able to act quick enough. Next, if your opponent is playing a big tank or a pump, so if they play a pump, Lava Hound, Giant, or Golem in the back, you basically always want to punish them with Xbow. As you see here, he pumped, we Xbowed, tower dead. He wasn't able to recover very quickly, and even something just like the log or your Electro Wizard can often take down whatever other threat they have. He gets a little greedy here, and we're able to get a nice positive fireball on that ram plus the all three musketeers. Now, if they play an Electro Wizard to counter your Xbow, that's actually a pretty good deal for you, because you can actually just counter that Electro Wizard straight up with an Ice Spirit. Because once your Ice Spirit locks onto that Electro Wizard, because a one-handed shot by the Electro Wizard won't kill an Ice Spirit. So that's first, but once it freezes them for the 1.5 seconds, your Xbow will basically take it out with the Ice Spirit damage. So then you'll still have plenty of health left, and that's a nice positive elixir trade for you to keep defending your Xbow. Minion Horde can be rough. It's one of the more difficult cards to handle. You have two options. The easiest one is obviously just to fireball it. You gotta be quick, because otherwise it will take you down your Xbow extremely fast. Your second option, if you can predict it, is to land an Ice Spirit immediately. If you land the Ice Spirit immediately, you can then just E-Wiz them down right away. So if you E-Wiz them down with the... if you E-Wiz them down once the Fire Spirit hit, you're in good shape. And that once again takes it out for a nice 5 for 5. So this heal spell was really dangerous in this game. As you see, this game was got a lot closer towards the end. Now we have to fight with our Xbow on the other side of the map, which isn't great when they can place troops right on it. But we were able to get off some quick damage on there and getting rid of their minion horde. And now we were able to just spell cycle to finish. Regular minions and Mega Minion can be defended pretty easily with a bunch of cards. You can just use skeletons on Mega Minion, as that'll just distract it for like 6 seconds while your Xbow goes to town on their base. Versus regular minions, you can use your E-Wiz to quickly zap them down, and then they'll finish it off quickly, and then you'll still have your E-Wiz to defend. So that's a pretty good deal. So I learned a ton from this experience, and even if you don't play this deck, I hope that this helps you anticipate what Siege players are trying to accomplish. Because basically they're trying to predict what your responses are. Basically this entire time, I almost always had a card ready for what I was anticipating was going to be their answer. So, you know, it's important to anticipate things such as battle rams that you can stop with your E-Wiz, or if you know that they're going to drop a big tank, you want to make sure you have your Xbow ready. If they drop their golem and your Xbow is locked onto it, that's really rough. Your Xbow doesn't deal a lot of damage to a golem or even a giant. It takes forever for that damage to come through. So, as you see here, I misread his deck. I thought that he was going to be playing the more like Golem Swarm deck. So I was anticipating that he didn't play lightning. I thought he was going to have just the swarm troops. So that was bad placement on that Inferno Tower, but that was the reason why I did that. Obviously, Goblin Gang, if that is their response, you just want to log it down. If they drop a knight in front of your Xbow, you can easily handle that with skeletons or and that plus the Xbow will get rid of the knight. So here he placed his pump one tile out, which allowed me to hit his pump and then hit the tower. So that's a nice trade there. So we didn't want to leak elixir, so we're always starting out with our pump down. We get a nice value fireball here, hitting everything. So finally he's ready for his lightning on our Inferno Tower, but that golem is taking a significant beating here, and we're able to cycle all the way back to our Inferno Tower, which is nice. So now with our double E-Wiz, all we got to do is spell cycle, and we can finish this game off. He won't have enough time to mount another attack. So I am going to practice this deck a bit more, but I figured that you guys would get a lot of use out of watching these. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to be back tomorrow with the Night Witch challenge. So I will get to showing you what I think of the Night Witch draft. Briefly, I do think the Night Witch is going to be pretty strong, especially that they added the bat spawn to the death damage. So she kind of acts like a mini lava hound when she dies, where she spawns a couple extra bats. So I would, as the opposite of the heal spell, where I recommended that you didn't draft the heal spell, you probably are going to want to draft the Night Witch. She's looking pretty strong. So once again, guys, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and see you next time. Peace.